Hi everyone, my name is José. A little bit about myself. I'm also a geek. I started coding when I was a young kid. My first company, I built it when I was 19, so I've always been an entrepreneur, which is sometimes problematic. And that industry, that company actually produced software. It was pre-web. It was back in the days of 1993. And we produced software for the fashion business. So that got me close to fashion. I fell in love with the creativity of the fashion industry, how global it is. It was also a ticket for me to escape provincial Portugal. So I moved to London in 1996, and I set up a tiny little boutique in Covent Garden, selling my shoe collection. All these years, I've had a double business life, if you want to call it, being a tech entrepreneur and also fashion entrepreneur. And in 2007, I came up with the concept of Farfetch. So Farfetch basically is a destination where you can shop the streets of Milan, Paris, New York, Dubrovnik, Riga, and you can do it in real time. So what you see on Farfetch is what is actually sitting physically in those boutiques, and we'll deliver it to you wherever you are worldwide. So I have a short video about our brand, which I'm going to share with you now. So in terms of retail, basically we are what is known in the industry as a marketplace. So we don't buy inventory, we don't stock anything. We partner with the world's best independent fashion boutiques in 25 countries. But we differentiate ourselves from the typical marketplace model because we're a curated, centralized and global marketplace. What does that mean? We're a curated marketplace because we absolutely vet every single seller on our platform. There's no link, become a seller, there's no form. We have a team of 12 people scouting all these boutiques, going all around the world, making sure they have a great viewpoint in fashion, making sure that they are ready operationally for our logistics, and that's how we onboard them on our platform. And it's a centralized marketplace because for the point of view of the final customer, it's a single set of terms of conditions, it's one shopping cart, it's consistent styling, consistent photography, consistent customer service. We take care of 24/7 customer service. We also take care of logistics, so we take care of picking that order in Warsaw and delivering it in Tokyo, with duties included, with custom cleared, and in the local currency. And it's a global marketplace because we ship to over 150 countries, but crucially, we also ship from 25 different countries. So we have stores in all over Europe, in the US, in Brazil, in Mumbai. Recently, we opened in Tokyo an office, and we're adding Japanese supply as well. And my programmers, they prepared this just for fun, and I loved it so much that I really wanted to share with you. So this is the history of Farfetch in parcels. And it's a very short video, I promise. It's 1 minute something, or 2 minutes max. So you can see these little dots here, and these are parcels leaving the boutiques, and you'll see them traveling all around the world. The color is where they're coming from, so red is leaving the UK, and you'll see it's going somewhere. The blue ones are leaving France, the green ones are leaving Italy, and so forth. I think this picture says more than 1,000 words in terms of what these new global marketplace platforms are doing in terms of merging global supply with global demand. So I think, well, obviously DHL is very happy with us, so we send them a few fat checks. And I think what's really interesting is this new reality of marketplaces being global to global. And I think that really empowers local designers, local curators of fashion to really have a platform that provides them with global access to customers. And I was in Tokyo for our recent launch, and the design community and the retail community there were super excited, because it is extremely difficult for a Japanese retailer or designer to operate an English e-commerce website. Language is immediately a barrier. Let alone one in 9 different languages like we have today. So everything is complicated for them, and by using Farfetch, it's plug and play. They are immediately selling internationally. So as you can see, we are very ambitious in terms of going international. So we started in the US, very early days, 2009, then we opened in Brazil in 2010. We then realized our platform had to be subject to a big re-architecture to make sure that we were ready to roll out aggressively in other geographies. We did that, and that allowed us to, in 3 months, launch fully localized websites in Japan, Russia, and China. And this is not just translating the website, this is about local merchandising. For example, in Brazil, we have local Brazilian designers, local payment options. Again, Brazil is a great example. They love paying in installments. They buy a shirt and pay in 12 months, meaning that by the end of the year, 3 seasons have passed and they haven't still paid for the shirt they bought, which is a bit weird, but that's the way they love to do things over there. And the same thing in Japan and Russia and China. So we are also, in our case, we are amateur futurists and self-styled ones, so we have no pretension to be professionals at this, but we think a lot about how is the store of the future going to look like? How are people going to buy fashion in 4, 5, 6 years' time? And we believe firmly that the physical store will still be core to the experience. And we talk a lot about online and about the rise of marketplaces and pure retailers. The reality is that 90% of transactions still take place in brick and mortar stores. And if you go to even very large countries and very developed countries like Japan, the number is like 2%. So 98% of high-end luxury fashion happens in brick and mortar stores. So what we believe is that this new store of the future is still going to have an element of the physical experience, but it is going to be augmented, and it's going to be augmented by a range of technologies and services. We've seen some of these today, and one of them are different ways of servicing the customers and providing delivery. So we've launched a global omnichannel platform, and we think it's quite novel because typical omnichannel first offers you a unified view of inventory, so you can see what the company has in all its locations, which we had from day one, but then lets you buy online and collect in store, but typically within a country and within a company. What we've done is take this and do it with 300 different companies in over 25 countries. So the possibilities are kind of endless. So if you are in your yacht in the Mediterranean and the next spot is Capri, on Farfetch you can buy something from Los Angeles and pick it up in our boutique in Capri. So that's kind of a user story. I don't think many are going to use the service for that. But in London, you might pick it up in your Sunday, West End shopping. And the way it works is very simple. So we ship from one boutique to the other boutique. We also provide easy returns, so you can take it to the local boutique to return the item. I think the most interesting case, like user story, is when we combine both. So you are able to go into the store, try it right there and then, and basically leave it over the counter for them to process to return without any hassle. So yes, now we got the presentation back on track. All these new ways of driving customers to the stores are very focus for us in terms of what we see as the future of retail. We've also launched an app, but we didn't want to make our app just another way of browsing the catalog. We have a responsive website for that. We wanted to augment the retail experience. So our app called Farfetch Discover not only lets you shop, obviously, but also shows you the boutiques that are around you and the unique knowledge that these boutiques have about their neighborhoods. So the boutiques curate the local restaurants, the local hotels, the local attractions, And you know it's going to be great because these guys are great tastemakers, they're great curators. So if I want to eat the great, Fiorentina steak in Florence, who's the best guy to tell me rather than, our boutique in Florence? He is a local. So we wanted to really leverage the local knowledge of these hundreds of boutiques in hundreds of cities and provide the ultimate style guide, and hopefully with that bring people to the stores. And with that I would conclude saying that we're very much focused in new retail, in finding ways to build the store of the future, and we want to be that platform that enables this new global retail movement for high-end fashion and for independent retailers everywhere around the world. Thank you.